When it comes to fashion moments that instantly set the internet ablaze, few stars can command attention quite like Margot Robbie. And this time, she didn't just step out in a stunning designer look, she resurrected a piece of true runway history. The Hollywood A-lister recently stunned fans by wearing the legendary sheer skull print dress made famous by supermodel Kate Moss, originally designed by the late fashion visionary Alexander McQueen. The gown, widely regarded as one of McQueen's most iconic creations, sent social media into overdrive, with one fan dramatically declaring, "I want this dress more than I've ever wanted anything." And honestly, the reaction makes perfect sense. A dress that defined an era. Long before Margot Robbie slipped into it, the sheer skull print gown was already fashion folklore. The design first became synonymous with Kate Moss during the height of her early 2000s reign. Crafted under the house of Alexander McQueen, the dress embodied everything the brand stood for at the time: dark romanticism, gothic glamour, rebellion, and fearless femininity. The piece features a delicate, see-through fabric, intricate skull motifs, a McQueen signature, a fluid, body-skimming silhouette, a balance of ethereal softness and edgy drama. At the time Moss wore it, the fashion world was shifting away from minimalism towards something more daring, theatrical, and emotionally charged. McQueen was leading that charge, and the skull motif became a powerful emblem of his creative identity. For many fashion lovers, this wasn't just a dress, it was a moment. Margot Robbie's modern revival. Fast forward to today, and Margot Robbie stepped out in the same iconic creation, instantly reigniting conversation around the legendary design. Robbie, known for her ability to blend old Hollywood glamour with contemporary cool, wore the gown with a subtle confidence that felt both reverent and refreshingly modern. Instead of trying to replicate Kate Moss's original styling, she made it her own. Her look featured soft, glowing makeup, effortless hair styling, minimal accessories, a confident, unfussy pose. Rather than overshadowing the gown with bold styling, Robbie let the dress speak for itself. And speak it did. Within minutes, social media platforms were flooded with side-by-side comparisons of Robbie and Moss in the same design, a rare fashion déjà vu moment that bridged two generations of style icons. The internet's reaction: pure obsession. If there's one thing the internet loves, it's nostalgia mixed with high fashion. And this look delivered both. Fans took to X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to express their awe. "This dress will never not be iconic. Margot Robbie understands fashion history. I want this dress more than I've ever wanted anything. Kate Moss walked so Margot Robbie could slay." The reaction wasn't just about aesthetics. It was about symbolism. Wearing a dress once made legendary by Kate Moss, arguably one of the most influential models in history, carries weight. It signals an understanding of fashion's past while asserting relevance in its present. Why the skull motif still matters. Alexander McQueen's skull design is more than decorative. It's philosophical. The late designer often explored themes of mortality, fragility, strength, and beauty in darkness. His skull prints became emblematic of that worldview, confronting life's inevitable truths while celebrating artistry. The skull scarf, in particular, became one of the most commercially successful accessories of the 2000s. Celebrities, musicians, and fashion insiders embraced it as a statement piece. By choosing this specific McQueen dress, Margot Robbie wasn't just wearing archival fashion. She was honoring one of the most emotionally complex and revolutionary designers of modern fashion. Margot Robbie, a modern style chameleon. Margot Robbie has quietly become one of Hollywood's most versatile fashion figures. Over the years, she has delivered classic Chanel-inspired elegance, bold Barbiecore pink moments, minimalist tailoring, romantic couture gowns, vintage-inspired silhouettes. Her red carpet appearances often feel carefully curated, but never forced. She understands transformation, an attribute that mirrors her acting career. From blockbuster roles to indie performances, Robbie has mastered reinvention. So it feels fitting that she'd gravitate toward a dress that itself represents transformation, worn first in one era, revived in another. Kate Moss's enduring influence. It's impossible to discuss this moment without acknowledging Kate Moss's cultural footprint. The British supermodel didn't just wear clothes, she defined how they were worn. Her effortless cool, understated confidence, and rock and roll spirit changed the modeling landscape. During the 1990s and early 2000s, Moss became synonymous with a grunge glam aesthetic that reshaped beauty standards and runway expectations. When she originally wore the McQueen skull dress, it felt rebellious. It felt daring. It felt ahead of its time. Seeing Margot Robbie embrace the same piece decades later underscores Moss's lasting impact. The dress hasn't aged. If anything, it feels more relevant than ever. Archival fashion, the new red carpet currency. In recent years, celebrities have increasingly turned to archival pieces for major events. Instead of exclusively debuting brand new designs, stars are revisiting historic runway looks, celebrating fashion's legacy while reducing waste and promoting sustainability. Archival fashion offers cultural significance, instant nostalgia, rare exclusivity, historical storytelling. Margot Robbie's McQueen moment fits perfectly into this trend. By wearing a dress already etched into fashion history, she elevated the conversation beyond mere glamour. She sparked dialogue about fashion preservation and the cyclical nature of style. The emotional power of iconic pieces. Why did this dress trigger such strong reactions? Because iconic pieces carry emotional memory. For some fans, the original Kate Moss moment represents youthful rebellion, early 2000s pop culture, the golden era of runway supermodels. A time when fashion felt raw and unfiltered. When Margot Robbie stepped into that same design, it wasn't just a visual callback, it was emotional time travel. A comparison that doesn't compete. Interestingly, the internet debate didn't center on who wore it better, a question often asked when celebrities share a look. Instead, most reactions celebrated both women. Kate Moss embodied the rebellious, rock-chic energy of the early 2000s. Margot Robbie brought polished, cinematic glamour to the same silhouette. Two eras, two aesthetics, one masterpiece. Alexander McQueen's lasting legacy. Though the visionary designer passed away in 2010, his influence remains deeply embedded in fashion culture. Under subsequent creative direction, the House of Alexander McQueen has continued to honor his dramatic, emotionally charged aesthetic. The skull motif, in particular, has transcended trend cycles. It appears on scarves, handbags, jewelry, evening gowns, streetwear adaptations. Seeing Margot Robbie reintroduce the skull gown into contemporary conversation reinforces the brand's timeless relevance. Fashion is storytelling. One of the most powerful aspects of this moment is how it demonstrates fashion's storytelling capacity. Clothes aren't just fabric, they're narrative. Kate Moss's original appearance in the dress told a story about rebellion, supermodel dominance, and early 2000s cool. Margot Robbie's revival tells a story about respect for fashion history, modern celebrity influence, and the evolution of style icons. The same garment, two completely different chapters. Why fans want it so badly? The viral fan comment, "I want this dress more than I've ever wanted anything," might sound dramatic, but it captures something deeper. This isn't just about owning a beautiful gown. It's about owning a piece of cultural history, embodying confidence, channeling two powerful women, wearing art. Iconic dresses create desire because they represent transformation. They promise that, for one night, you could feel untouchable. The bigger picture, timeless over trendy. In an era dominated by fast fashion and rapidly shifting micro-trends, this moment felt refreshingly grounded. Margot Robbie didn't chase what was new. She chose what was timeless. And that's perhaps why the look resonated so strongly. It reminded audiences that true style isn't about constant novelty, it's about impact. Final thoughts. Margot Robbie stepping out in Kate Moss's iconic sheer McQueen skull dress wasn't just a fashion headline. It was a tribute to Alexander McQueen's genius. A celebration of Kate Moss's enduring influence. A reminder of Margot Robbie's rising status as a style icon. A masterclass in archival fashion revival. Some dresses fade into obscurity after their first viral moment. This one only grew stronger. And judging by the internet's reaction, the McQueen skull gown remains exactly what it has always been.